Hello everyone. I am Kulwant Kaur from IASPrimers and I bring to you another topic of the UPSC Essay paper, and the topic is History is a series of victories won by the scientific man over the romantic man. Okay, so we need to understand one thing. Let's first decipher the keywords. History is his story. Okay, so it is his story talking about personalities, and talking about them is what creates history, right? So history is a series of victories. When they talk about a series of victories, they are talking about battles, I guess, and not just inventions. That would not be relevant to the context. Of course, people who are scientists have made history, but nevertheless, the context here is series of victories won. Okay, we're talking of series of victories, so maybe the battles won. By whom? By the scientific man over the romantic man. So we are looking at the scientific aspect of man versus the romantic aspect of man. Right? So we need to understand why is it that the scientific man will win, or the scientific nature is so important? Is the romantic one not important? So let us see accordingly. But then that should be the first paragraph. In the first paragraph, the main idea is to convey to the examiner that you have understood the context of the essay. That done, your paragraph has done its purpose. So you need to explain what you have understood by the topic, and maybe even tell how you're going to approach it. Right? So having said that, we told, let me say once again, we're talking about history in this context appears to be a series of victories. So probably it is about rulers and leaders. And by the scientific man over the romantic man means that the scientific qualities, aspects of a man, the scientific viewpoint are more important when he has to excel or leave a mark. Okay, it doesn't say that romantic man is not required. So let us understand. Having said that, we need to go to the next paragraph and then talk about, maybe we can explain. Let's see who is more important, the scientific or the romantic, right? So if we know in our mind that scientific will be more important, because that's what the question wants you to do. It wants to say scientific is more important than the romantic. Then in that case, let us first talk about the romantic man and the need to be romantic in nature. And then how the science is going to impact, and what would science do without romance in his life, that also we will talk about. Okay, so let's talk about the romantic nature synonyms. What does romantic mean? So here I have got, see, let us understand, I am very clear about it. You cannot be a leader without being a romanticist. Romanticist means to be passionate, to be charming, to be idealistic and unrealistic. Okay, let's first take that first two, passionate and charming. See, a ruler has to be a leader, or a monarch whom the public look up to, right? Why will they look up to you if you are not passionate about them, or you have an ideal? You need to be passionate either of conquering territories or making a better world or creating something. It is only if you are really, really passionate will you go ahead and do something in life. If you are not, you will live an average life, a normal life, a common man's life. You will not strive to become a leader, because a leader, to be a ruler, He has to sacrifice so much of his personal comfort. He works for it. He needs to have a following. What is a ruler without a follower? Without followers? There is no point, right? If you don't have a king without subjects, is it any use? No. So, but how are you going to have people who look up to you? They will look up to you only if you're passionate, you're caring, you're charming. You somewhere fulfill their needs, and that is why they look up to you. You become their ideal. So romantic person has to have the charisma. He has to be charismatic enough to have a following. Without a following, let's agree that it is useless. I think that does not require any debate. Without a following, you cannot be a ruler. You need followers. And to be a ruler, you need to be passionate and charming. And whatever level of ruler that we know, any leader, anywhere, you have to be charismatic, you have to be passionate, you have to be idealistic. And when you are idealistic and you are visionary and you are forward thinking and you can make people dream for a better future, then you are a romantic man. Okay, so in this context, see, we need to understand the context. Here, this is what it means. Romance also means lovey-dovey and all those things, but here, this is not relevant, right? So idealistic and also to a certain extent unrealistic. Why will rulers go and conquer territories? Why would Alexander want to come all the way to Greece, to India? Why? With people on horseback, why did they come all the way? Why? It is almost unrealistic, but they came. Because he was romantic in nature. He was charismatic. He had idealistic. He had, dreams which normal people will not have. He wanted to rule the world. Are you getting it? Without being such a romantist, you cannot be a leader. You will not be a leader who will figure in history for a series of victories. It's not that they would have never lost battles, they would have, but ultimately the series of victories, you will ultimately win. It is not that small battle, but it is the lifelong where you go ahead. You cannot just proceed without failures, that's one thing, but it is a series of victories, one after the other, you keep conquering and you go ahead. And that is why you are remembered. That is why you're worth being taught in schools. So, this is what it is. You have to have unrealistic dreams, which no general public will not have dreams. That is why you'll stand out of the crowd. You're above. Normally people are sheep. They're not visionary. One person who has a vision, he will awaken everybody and everybody will follow. That's how life is. Haven't we experienced this in life? So, this is what we're talking about, being romantist. However, having said this, we go to the next paragraph and say, this alone is not sufficient. You need to have idealistic dreams and, beyond what is real dreams, big dreams. But after that, you need to be scientific. You need to have a plan. You need to get methodical, systematic, organized. And then that is how they go about, they have a method to everything. They have a system in place and they are willing to, fight. And then they are willing to win the battles. You have to have a scientific temperament. You have to get methodical. You should have your methods in place. How am I going to win it? How am I going to achieve my dream? So that has to be very clear. You must do your homework, as I say. The homework has to be done. They have to be very systematic. They have to decide maybe when is the right time to attack, when is the right time to go. They have to organize the army, train them, and all the things have to be done what are necessary. If you go unplanned, you're going, like I read somewhere just recently, if you don't plan, you're planning to fail. So plans are very, very important. You need to organize, and then you need to be always in control. You cannot but lead from the front if you want to be a leader. You give your task to somebody else and you see soon somebody would have sidelined you. You have to be very smart, very alert all the time. You need to be rational also. You cannot, you need to be rational. You need to analyze analytic in the sense, when should I do what to achieve what I want to do. Without these qualities, and this happens, like, scientific temperament says you should be technical, technological, empirical, factual. But more than this aspect, I think it is the nature of the scientific man which is more relevant to our answer. So these are the things you should have. These are the qualities you should nurture and develop and have them. He has to be smart. He knows every action will have a reaction. So he knows what to do when, and then he exerts power in such a way that people give in. And when he feels his power is threatened, he is ruthless. We've seen the Mughals, they're ruthless. They've even they've beheaded their own cousins and kin to be the only survivor king, to be the ruler, right? So whatever they do, they are very methodical. They know how they do it. I don't know whether it could be just a game plan where you want to work over the conquer the Rajput clan. So Akbar married a Rajasthan princess there, Padmini. So all these things could be part of a well thought, rehearsed, I shouldn't say, but a well thought plan. If you cannot defeat, you'll make them your ally. Right? But whatever I want to say now is, you can verify your facts. I am not, you have to get the exam. I can only give you cues so that you can think about it. But this is how it is. You need to understand that we have to understand that the romantic man is idealist, is forward looking, he's a dreamer, he goes ahead, but it is a scientific man who plans it out. And only with that planning will he be able to actually create victories. And if you create victories, then you are part of history. Okay, so this is the way I have, summed up. I would like to suggest you could go about the essay. And in this way, even if you give examples, you can give examples in such a way that every time there is a different point that is highlighted. Now, this is one way. There will be many ways. I want to tell you, I'm Kulwant Kaur, and I take classes on essay on IASPrimers, and I feel as many aspirants are there, they can have that many styles in writing. And I welcome more ideas. I don't say I am the expert and I have all the answers. No, but I have a viewpoint and I express a viewpoint, and I would welcome each one of you to write your viewpoint. And in the essay class, we have personal guidance in the sense that I read each essay and give feedback. and the feedback is not generalized at okay or just average. No, I say which points you could add here and why you should add these points and why these points are irrelevant. That is about the history lessons, but other than essay lessons. But other than that, even the English part, I look up, and the sequencers and the grammatical part, that also I correct, or the wrong usage of words which I've seen is very, very common. I've been doing it for the last 6 months, and formally. Earlier I used to do when people replied on my YouTube, and I used to correct and revert back on WhatsApp call to them. But now I take classes. So if you are interested, you can get in touch, and you can fill the Google form in the description box, and I can help you to write the best essay you are capable of, because I feel an essay should be your own. An essay should sing your song, and that is the only way you can actually write essays which the examiner is going to like, because he will like what is genuine and what is real, and he does not like what is bookish and what would be like what is not your own will not appeal. It does not appeal. So this is what I want to say. I hope by this input which I have given you here, you will be able to write this essay. Okay, looking forward to hear from you. All the best. God bless. Take care.